Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd Family part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. If you jump on here live here on this Wednesday evening, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. Below, make sure to give the video a like, a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so and share the video on all social media platforms. Since it is a Wednesday night, it's time for another weekly top 10 countdown. I try to do one of these every single Wednesday. I do skip a week here and there, but I've been doing this channel now for a little more than 5 years, and I think I've did a top 10 countdown every week except for 3 times in 5 years. Good evening, Keveron. Glad to have you here as always. Some are about sports, some are about wrestling. I've did some about movies, music, restaurants, vacation spots, toys, holidays. You just never know. This week it's going to be about, as you can tell by the title of the video, college football. Now, I personally don't put any stock into these kind of countdowns. I did one just like this a few weeks back, but I got off another website, and I don't recall exactly the top 10 in order from that one. This may be the same top 10. It may be different. You know, some folks have different opinions. Some folks have the same opinions. I don't really remember. I didn't write it down. A lot of the teams look the same, but I'm not quite sure the order is the same. But I don't like doing them personally myself. I don't put any stock into them because I look at them kind of like preseason rankings. The preseason rankings don't mean diddly squat. It's just something people look at and have a talking point until the season starts. Then you find out, how accurate it really was. But on these kind of countdowns, when you talk about who are the greatest college football teams ever, too many people get all bent out of shape because the team they think should be higher is too low, or the team they think should be, lower is too high. But in reality, first of all, it's somebody's opinion. They're all different. And second of all, these teams are never going to play each other. So there's no way to really know who was the best. And third of all, college football's changed so much over the years that the teams that were good back in the day, may not be able to compete in today's football. And the teams that are good today may have not been worth a darn, back 25, 30 years ago. Hey there, Samuel. Glad to have you here from the UK. Thank you so much for checking in from the UK on this Wednesday evening. It may not be Wednesday evening there, but it is where I am. And too many people get mad about it and say, man, I know for a fact that team beat that team. Well, I don't think people know what the word fact means. If they've never played and they're not going to play, it's not fact. It's your opinion. Unless they've played and one's the proven winner, it's not a fact. It's 100% an opinion. But folks will say, man, I know for a fact that team will win. No, you don't know for a fact. You know for an opinion, not a fact. Hey there, AZ family from India. Happy birthday to you. It's 3:17 a.m. here in the UK. Okay, so y'all are, I'm assuming it's Thursday, so you're 5 hours ahead of where I am. So happy Thursday morning to you, Samuel, and thank you again for checking in from the UK, and AZ family checking in from India. Happy birthday to you over in India. I hope this is the best birthday and the most prosperous birthday you've ever had. And happy birthday to you one last time. And these teams are never going to play. Good thing they're not going to play, because a team that was good 20 years ago, where the players on that team are way past their prime. So if they played today, it wouldn't be the same. So it's 100% opinion based. You subscribe. Thank you so much, Samuel. I appreciate that. It's 7:50 where you are. Well, happy Thursday morning to you as well, AZ, and thank you so much for checking in. But this is the all-time top 10 best college football teams. Number 10 from this past year, Indiana. Number 9 from 2020, Alabama. Number 8, 2004, USC. Number 7 from 2005, Texas. And number 6 from 2022, Georgia. Again, 10 through 6. 2025, Indiana. 2020, Alabama. 2004, USC. 2005, Texas. And 2022, Georgia. Number 5, 2018, Clemson. Number 4, the team that goes back the furthest on this list, 1995, Nebraska. Number 3, 2019, LSU. 2013, Florida State. Number 2. And number 1, from 25 years ago, 2001, Miami. Now, if you ask most people, not just their opinion, but it's still an opinion, but it means a little bit more. But the people that study college football all year long, and that's all they do, they don't cover any other sport. And I say that because, especially this day and time with everybody trying to cut back and save money, there are some networks now that, they pay their play-by-play guys and their color analysts to cover football and baseball and basketball. And while that's a great way, to make a living, especially if you love all sports, when you're covering all sports, you don't have time really in the off season to cover other sports, because as soon as football ends, you're doing basketball. As soon as basketball ends, you're doing baseball. And then as soon as baseball ends, you've got, 6 weeks or so and football starts. So you get a little bit of time between baseball ending, starting, but not much. So you really don't get much time to go back and study a lot of stuff, because in those 5 or 6 weeks, you're trying to catch up on, all the happenings in the off season from this college football season, not what happened, 20 years ago. Hey there, Africa. Glad to have you here. Africa will never unite. I'll try to watch some of it. I try to keep up with it, but soccer is that one sport that's just hard for me to watch. But I do try to keep up with the World Cup because it is the World Cup. So I'll probably watch, a game here and there, but I can't just sit down and watch soccer all day long. I've tried, and that's the one sport that I just cannot watch all the time. But I can watch a game, on occasion. I watched my Clemson Tigers win 4th national championship in soccer a couple of years ago. And, that's my favorite team of all sports, in any sport. And that was hard to watch. So I'll watch a little bit here and there, but I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say I'm going to watch all of it, because I'm not. I'll follow the scores and follow what's happening, but I'm not going to watch all the games. I'll probably watch a game here and a game there, and that'll be about it. But if you talk to people that, only do college football, that follow college football all the time, all day long, all year long, if you ask 10 of them, at least from what I've heard, who is the best ever college football team, probably 8 of those 10 would tell you it's 2000 Miami. Trojan, you're right. I was fixing to say soccer is the hardest way to watch, but hockey would be next. Hockey's a little easier because hockey does have more action. At least you see goals in hockey. You watch a soccer game for 2 hours and it's 0-0. And it's like, man, I wasted my time. I just watched 2 hours of soccer and didn't see one goal get scored. At least in hockey, you do see some action and some goals being scored. And, they're up and down the rink a lot faster than the soccer players get up and down the soccer field. But it's next in line behind soccer, but it's a little bit easier to watch than soccer. The only thing about hockey is, now they both have their downfalls. In soccer, They flop all the time. They get, it's not quite NBA bad, but it's bad if they get thumped and they'll go in the air and fly 75 feet. But in hockey, hockey, a lot of times you try to watch hockey and you end up watching a fight and hockey breaks out. So they both have their downfalls, but hockey's not quite as hard to watch as soccer is, but it's close. But if you ask 7 or 8 out of 10 people that follow football all year long, so I would say if you get a 75% ratio of folks that say it's 0-1 Miami, that's probably more than likely the best team ever. A lot of folks say 2019 LSU because it's the most recent dominant team. But that LSU team just had a really, really, really good offense, and they were fun to watch. Their defense was okay, but it wasn't great. But with the offense they had, they didn't need a great defense. But that 0-1 Miami team was great on special teams, great on offense, great on defense. That team just had it all. Any thoughts on any of this, please feel free to let me know. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. I don't trust trees. They look a little shady. And that does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family